Anyway, um, I hate Christmas. I always hated Christmas. And it's just another miserable year. And going into another miserable one. And that's all life is just piles of misery, like laundry that doesn't get washed. And that's that. So I don't even know what to say about anything. I'm wearing a leg brace. Ugh, well, that doesn't help. Oh, good. And helicopters coming in when I'm speaking. Ugh. Oh, there you go. It's like taking off a garter belt. Anyway, oh, my leg is so sweaty. It's cold here. It's rainy. It's miserable. So I guess Christmas is a week away. I don't care. I always I always I hated Christmas always. Like I from the beginning, like as if like programmed to hate it. Like I was told about it as a kid. I remember, and I was like, what's the deal with this? Like, so we get presents for what? And they're like, you get free presents. I'm like, well, they ain't nothing free. I mean, when I was 4 years old, I was like, listen, buddy, they ain't nothing free. And I was right. They ain't nothing free. It's not free gifts. It's guilt. It's um, it's about reciprocity. You have to give a gift. If you get a gift, you have to give a gift, and if you don't, you're a heel. So right away, I knew it's a scam. It's a terrible scam. And then then there was like my first time meeting Santa. I completely lost my mind when I first time I saw Santa. I started throwing stuff at him. I turned the table over so it laid on top of me so he couldn't touch me. And it turned out it was just my cousin. But it was just my cousin in a Santa suit, and I flipped out. The same way, like people are afraid of clowns. That's how I felt about Santa. I was like, "Who the hell is this guy? He's coming at me. He's trying to grab me." I lost my shit first time I saw Santa Claus. And I was screaming. I remember I was like wearing like a suit and a tie and good slacks and shoes. I just ruined everything. I was just wailing on the guy, just wailing. And then I didn't throw any knives, but whatever. I did not take his visit well. So after that, they were like, "Yeah, no more Santa for this kid," and it was, which was fine. I didn't need this. I didn't need this go-between, shuttling. He's like a lawyer for Christmas. Didn't need that. And then I thought he was a real guy. And then there was this kid. I guess maybe a year later on the school bus going to kindergarten. It was PS 60 in Woodhaven. I remember being on the cheese bus, and I was with my friend Pasquale, good old Pasquale, and me and him were just talking amongst ourselves in our seat, going to school, and we're going through the things that we want for Christmas. What we're gonna ask Santa. I'm like, I'm not gonna really ask Santa. I'm just gonna whatever, kind of tell people what I want. It's a lot easier than to tell Santa. I don't know how to even get in touch with a guy. So mind our own business, and this kid in the seat in front of us turns around in his seat, sticks his head over his seat to look at me and Pasquale, and he's like, didn't you two babies, you still believe in Santa Claus? There's no Santa Claus. And I'm just like, what? He's like, yeah, you're a baby. You don't know. There's no such thing as Santa Claus. So and then I took my Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox, which was metal back then, all metal, and I whacked him like right here. I took it and the side of it, and I hit him as hard as I could, right between the eyes. Like I smashed his nose, and I was like, like, well, I'm not gonna. I don't like to curse on this channel, but I just caved his face in with the Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox. And I don't know whatever happened to that kid, but I hit him as hard as I could, because I was mad because it was like so like after that I was just like great, so I've been lied to on top of everything else. First of all, there was this guy, this weirdo trying to hand me gifts, and I thought like, okay, I wanted to avoid him. Next thing he told me it wasn't even real. So how do you avoid someone who's not real? Um, yeah. and then all the guilt, and it's just like, see this, and this is crazy because like my mother not really knowing, but it's kind of this unknowingness that like the reason, like my mom loved Halloween and she really liked Thanksgiving, and to her Christmas and Easter, she was festive. I mean, yeah, she was good with it, but we had this feeling like, and I knew it like, Fourth of July, great holiday. Halloween, great holiday. You know why? Because there's no guilt. And Christmas is always so much guilt. It is like that and Easter. It's like, well, Jesus was born and he was born in a manger with nothing. And it's just like, and then you get these Transformers, and then you get the Robotech, and the GI Joe, and I just sat there feeling like crap because it's like, well, you open up your gifts, now I got to go to midnight mass, and here's to remind you that this boy was born in a manger with hay, and he was so cold that he had to have animals breathe on him to keep warm, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just a kid, man, like, and then Easter with the crucifixion, like, so first of all, this guy's born in a freaking manger, and then he lives his life, and then he gets crucified. It's like, what kind of story is this? What kind of terrible story is this? This is like, from the start, this guy, and he's supposed to be the son of God. He never even had it good. He starts off, it's like they can't find an inn, and then they nail him to a cross. Okay, that's pretty much the bookends of Catholicism, Christianity in general, but Catholicism definitely. If you're Eastern European like me. So yeah, so when I go into this holiday, it's just like, and then you see the homeless people, and you see them shivering, and then you see the schizophrenics, and then you hear the kids screaming in the stores like a bunch of real terrible jerks. You just want to just throw these kids into like one of those things with a wood chipper. I would take these kids and throw them in a wood chipper. Oh my goodness. Just make these like, chunks of kids, like get like a kid paste, make a paste out of these kids. Oh my God, and then, then you have the girlfriend or the boy. Well, I don't have a boyfriend. No, I don't swing that way. The girlfriend, and you gotta buy a gift, and then you gotta buy the right gift, and then it's like, and then all the people that propose in front of the Christmas tree. And man, like that's a no pressure situation. Let's just do it in front of everyone and just side of, on the outside of a giant tree. Like, if she doesn't say yes, wow, it's a pretty horrible moment in your life. And then you don't know if you should, like, it's like, I don't do you do a half proposal? Do you buy jewelry? Well, fortunately, I don't have that problem this year. I got nothing. I got nothing to buy nobody. My parents dead. The girlfriends are off with their stupid loser husbands. Yeah, good. My family doesn't speak to me because my family's a bunch of just tyrannical assholes. So that's it. Like I'm pretty much guilt free, but it's just such a desolate wasteland of like, well, this is what you get in the end. So like, I don't have to feel bad about nothing, you know, um, which is good. I guess that's the thing. But that's why I never liked it because of all the not buying the right thing, not getting the right thing, the wrapping and the drinking and the carrying on and the cold and the BS and like, and you sit there like, with this cheese eating face on with a crappy sweater and you're trying to get as just loaded as possible to just kind of get through these wretched people and their dumb conversations. Yeah. So, no, sir, I don't like it. I don't like. If you like Christmas, well then you know what? I don't want nothing to do with you. That's how about that? Like, it's not to each his own. No, definitely not to each his own. Um, and the Scrooge story, and oh come on, let's get over this. And yeah, New Year's is also not so great. But hey, but I can't even have a freaking beer. I can't even have ginger beer. I can't even have kombucha right now. So fantastic. So, as they say, I've brought up some surfing terms before. There's a surfing term called, I think I brought it up before, it's called duck diving. One of my favorite terms ever used. If the wave is too unmanageable and too big, You push all your weight onto the surfboard and you go through the wave to make sure you don't get caught up in it or the undertow or get creamed by it. So that's what I'm going to do. That's all the holidays are to me, is this big wave that's coming and I'm on my surfboard and all I want to do is duck dive through it to avoid the whole thing completely. You got to hold your breath and go through a wall of water. But let's substitute the water with humanity. All right. Well, whatever.